Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Mr. Brother Bayan here to bring you a quick lesson. Prior to get started, I want to give infinite honors and prayers to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who taught me the truth. Peace and salutations to the hopefully elect, you Akim, you Akwat, which is you brothers and sisters in the Hebrew that believe. Okay, and through the Spirit, just been sitting in the car, just meditating, and wanted to get off a little quick, edifying lesson, you know, um, just on some misunderstanding that, our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans may have, that kind of get it twisted and mixed up with the beliefs and the philosophies, of this world that we live in right now, this wicked kingdom, So living in this wicked kingdom, you'll have those wicked, stupid thoughts, that was pretty much just pushed, you know, on us, But the topic, of this one is going to be of the Lord not dealing with all of Israel. All right. Again, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true Israelites of the Bible. All right. But you have to know that, yeah, the Lord doesn't mess with, the heathen, the other nations in the world, and he specifically has a hate for, the so-called white man, which would be Esau, Edom in the Bible. But for you Israelites, it's a mass amount of you that the Lord doesn't like at the moment either. All right, which at the end of the day, He's going to have mercy on Israel. We're still going to receive the kingdom, But again, what it says in the book of Zechariah, that 2/3 of our people, they're going to have to die, you know. But kicking it off, this is the book of Romans chapter 9 and 6. It says, not as though the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai had taken none effect, for they are not all Israel which are of Israel. All right, they are not all Israel which are of Israel. And that's just the plain way of saying that, yeah, they are Israelites, in the flesh, but they're not my chosen. The Lord still has His chosen and his remnant that He's going to come through and save. It's like it has to. It's a balance in the entire thing that we knew that our people ultimately we really don't deserve it. Our righteousness is as filthy rags. We've all done wickedness against the Lord, and sinned before the Lord, but still the Lord has still put out His hand for grace, a grace period, and for us to return ultimately. All right, but within that grace period, there's still a majority of our people, 2/3 specifically, that doesn't care. All right, if somebody has already told you that you've done wrong, and right now I'm willing to forget everything if you just come back to me now, and somebody slaps your hand away, that's a sign of disrespect. All right, I'm not gonna have mercy on you in that moment if you slap my hand away. All right, I'm gonna have mercy at the end because I promised it, and I said that Israel was gonna receive this kingdom, and that hopeful elect, and the 1/3, and all of these things that the Lord promised. But again, that's just blatant disrespect for somebody to slap your hand if you're willing to have mercy on them. All right, and that's why 2/3 of our people need to die. All right, and thus said the Lord. It's not just coming out of my mouth, just my own thoughts. Thus said the Lord. All right, but let me jump in, still in the book of Romans, chapter 11. Was it 11? Salaki. No, it wasn't 11. I should be one off. I'm close to it. Oh no, because I was in Isaiah. I'm tripping. I was looking for another one. Romans 11 and 4. It says, but what said the answer of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal. All right, and that 7,000 men ultimately just goes into a number of completion. All right, so the Lord has a complete amount of number of men, you know, who hasn't or will not bow down their to the image of Baal. You know, these wicked philosophies, these you know, this devil, you know, all of the things that's not Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right, we're not willing to submit and succumb to the wickedness of the world. All right, and that's ultimately, you know, not bowing down. Okay, but it says, even so then, verse 5, even so then, as this present time also there is a remnant according to the election of grace. All right, backing on my point, it's a remnant according to the election of grace. All right, while we're in this grace period, there's men, you know, that's working. All right, we're working, and we're trying to do everything that's pleasing to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, you know, making use to you know, this grace period that we're living in. All right, we're trying to get it while the getting's good, man. You know, but continuing on, it says, verse 7, what then? Israel have not, so like I would skip one. Verse 6, it says, and if grace, then is it no more works? Otherwise grace, no more grace. But if it be of works, then it is no more grace. Otherwise work is no more work. All right, and it's ultimately just because of the grace of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, man. You know, this is the whole reason why we're able to do this. Just because of the grace of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. The works that we're doing right now is because of the grace of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. All right, and He's allotted us that return to return unto Him. All right, but it says, verse 7, what then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election had obtained it, and their rest were blinded. The election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. All right, so I mean, the rest is just not going to get it. All right, so that's why brothers are striving to be of that elect. All right, so we can have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, so we could be heirs to the throne, so we could be part of that judging body of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You know, we don't want to be that the people that's blinded right now, that's caught up in this world. All right, it's way more beautiful things that's going to come out of the struggle that we're going through right now. All right, so that's should be a motivating factor in your head to keep on pushing. Okay, but let me see, I had one more Salakia, and I had got off it when I had thought I was in the book of Romans. Let me see. Bear with me. I'm right on top of it. Let me see. Yeah, it's like, I knew I was on top of it. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 10, verse 20. And I'm going to end it off with this one real quick. It says, Isaiah 10 and 20, and it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such that are escaped the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them. They shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. The remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty power. For though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decreed shall overflow with righteousness. All right, so you know, it's 1/3 of our people that's not gonna, you know, abide by the laws of this devil no more. You know, not the actual physical laws, but because obviously, you know, we're not supposed to, you know, just be out here going crazy, you know. But in a boat of the philosophies, ultimately. All right, we're not gonna go with the doctrines of this wicked devil. We're not gonna lean on this devil no more for help. We're gonna lean on Yahweh Bashim Yahushua ultimately. All right, but the point is, it says, verse 22, for though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decree shall overflow with righteousness. All right, sand of the sea. Israel, this is the sand of the sea, but a remnant is going to return. All right, so keep on striving, man. Keep on striving to be of that remnant. You know, you don't want to be of that 2/3 that's going to be destroyed brutally. All right, with flames of fire. All right, with your worst nightmares. You don't want to be of that. All right, you wanna be of that Israel that the Lord is dealing with. All right, but that was pretty much the point. You know, I pray that this lesson was edifying. Trying to get out of here. Want to give infinite honors and prayers too. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who taught me this truth. Peace and salutation to the whole field, like, and shalom.